Just
Welcome,
mute yourself.
everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Phillip Archer. What's up, Phillip?
Oh, hello.
What's up, Connor Farley?
Hello.
All right, so I guess it's official, right?
It's not official in the sense that it's been announced. It's leaked that yes, the Daleks are in resolution.
Yes, it was given to me a clip that Chibnall mentioned.
Dalek.
This Dalek.
It's only a single Dalek, so it's only one.
I predicted that because they ran out of money. But okay.
Really? There's an awful lot to go with that, but Connor will tell you all that as and when he's ready.
You have some assessment on the expenditures of the finance?
Oh, actually, you can't say.
I can't say anything.
You can't say. That's
Why
right.
would you mention him live about it if you can't say anything? All right.
I forgot.
I'm just going to say what I said before. They spent a lot of money for hotel stays. All right, and flying around. But anyway.
It's definitely a new take on the Daleks.
Right.
I hope it is. Because
does it resemble a Dalek?
Oh, that's a good question.
Not at first.
Not. So it evolves?
No.
Okay, is it a Dalek?
I will give you 3 hints, right?
Wait, before you give me hints. Remember how, I don't know if you've seen the cast, remember how there was a new interpretation of Godzilla in Shin Gojira that didn't look like Godzilla at all? And then he became something resembling Godzilla, sort of?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a reverse engineering of the creature inside manifesting itself outside?
No, it's not as complex. It's not as complex as that.
Oh, there's no money. Okay, so God, give me 3 choices.
Right.
Okay.
So 3 hints. Naked.
Can't afford the armor. Okay.
Reconnaissance.
Okay.
And possession.
So it's a Dalek without its shell?
Shit, you got it straight away.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But think about Sheffield. What Connor said, the last one. Think about Sheffield. What was
he won't know that.
What?
Basically, Sheffield is known as the City of Steel. Because that's where all the steel manufacturers and all that came from.
Yeah.
So the Dalek, without a shell, is in Sheffield.
It's a creature been trying to get steel for centuries.
But what to build?
A Dalek shell, like a Dalek titanium, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the Dalek crashes to Earth, loses its shell, is naked, and basically is like a homeless Dalek losing its money, basically, has nothing, and it's just the creature squirming around, eating rats, being less menacing, where I only see 3 people fighting it. So
think about one thing though. The Dalek will be influential to the human race.
Okay, here's my problem with that.
Go on.
Without its armor, it can't communicate, supposedly, because that's the whole point. It should not be able to communicate unless it has a receiver. That's the only thing that works from the armor.
That's a good point, Connor. You want to answer that one?
I can't answer that one.
Okay.
I'll tell you what's right. So it's a naked Dalek that is in the field looking for things to build armor with.
For centuries. Because it landed too early.
It's got a new purpose, though. It's not it's a bit like Victory of the Daleks. Its purpose is it's a reconnaissance scout. Now, a reconnaissance scout is, in military terms, someone that will go into the enemy
Territory.
Right.
territory and scout out information and intel about the enemies that they can then take back to their superiors.
Which begs the question, Connor. Which side is the Dalek on? We know from the trailer there's two warring factions on Earth.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. We'll find that out.
Okay, before we get a little further, one, it can't communicate unless it has the Dalek shell. So that's just wasted. Okay.
I think it can.
Or it's trying to catch up to technology to communicate with the Dalek Empire or whatever. Two, it should be aging normally without the Dalek casing to kind of prevent it from aging. So, like, that's sort of like a thing that keeps it alive, like Rusty, for like 1 billion years. Without that shell, it's like going out in the sun without suntan lotion. This thing is not engineered like it's just.
Well, let's just call it a crippled Dalek.
But okay, but here's the thing, though. You can't make shit that doesn't make sense. That the creature, the Khaled, right? I mean, is that safe to say we call it a Khaled, right?
Yeah.
The Khaled, right? And that's why they're not calling it Resolution of the Dalek, because it's not even a Dalek. So the Khaled doesn't have anything to protect it, stop it from aging, communication, weapons, other than its stupid octopus thing that can't do shit but slap somebody. So it basically should be scurrying around, killing people, when there's only one person around and not numerous people, which is kind of against its programming anyway. Because
wait a minute. We don't know how far damaged the Dalek casing is. It could still be living inside the Dalek casing, but it's exposed in a certain way where some of it needs to be rebuilt.
So in other words, the top is missing.
Maybe the side's missing, maybe the bottom's missing.
But it's not really a redesigned Dalek, though. It's unless later, right? Unless it redesigns.
I think it is redesigned. It looks different.
Later on, when he's complete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't have the Dalek features like the eye stalk or the plungers because it's exposed.
What the Dalek does to get the casing is that female character that we shared the photo of yesterday.
Yeah.
With the flashlight that we said that there was a Dalek in the corner of the photo.
Right.
It could well be now. The Dalek possesses, in very classic Who style, possesses the female, who is an archaeologist, to help the Dalek find either its casing or things to make its casing with.
Yeah.
So she's under the Dalek's spell.
Yeah, under the Dalek's spell.
Oh. Okay.
And then you just build from that, don't you?
Where are the nanites, though? The nanites would be able to rebuild the Dalek shell from Asylum of the Daleks. Like,
but you have to also remember what time frame is this Dalek.
So this is probably a primitive Dalek.
Yeah.
Without nanites, without future technology, without using radiation energy to rebuild itself from Dalek from Series 1. This is just like a scrub Dalek that is going on. See, this is the problem I have with the episode, and I'm going to tell you why. You have the Dalek race that has taken over the universe, tried to destroy the universe, tried to destroy the Time Lords. They're this big. This big. So the idea that they would send one effing Dalek on the planet to scout is ludicrous and not logical and...
Wait a minute. It may not be that way. It could be that it's crash land on Earth back in that.
Right, and now it has a new mission.
It's got a new mission because someone found the Dalek and it's trying to help rebuild the Daleks to its former glory.
Okay, so wouldn't it be able to access its database and realize that there is Dalek casings in the world from Victory of the Daleks, like in the past? That it could just go in there?
Well, it can't. If it's
the Iron sides like that.
Yeah, but if it's that severely damaged, it's got no time.
I mean, obviously it time traveled, right? Or it didn't time travel. They have that feature, so maybe it didn't time travel.
It depends.
There's a lot of problems I have with this. One, I'm glad that the Dalek appears because that gives me hope for Series 12. I guess the saying better late than never. But it's like giving us a Superman movie without being Clark Kent the whole movie. Like until like the last, or like having a Star Wars movie and then Darth Vader appears for 20 seconds. Like did you not have the money to do this? Because like my thing is that nobody wants to see a Superman movie where Superman has no powers throughout the whole movie. Nobody wants to see a Hulk movie where the Hulk doesn't appear. Nobody wants to see Spider-Man movie where he's not web swinging the whole entire movie or whatever. Like, so like, I guess he's trying to go deep, Chibnall. But the way to introduce the Daleks to these new companions is pathetic, though, because they're going to think that these guys suck. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about this episode because it reminds me of Dalek. Yeah. And if we've seen anything about this season, we've seen that they're stealing shit from other seasons flat out, like Journey's End, you know, Stolen Earth, whatever, Pirate Planet. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit that they're taking, okay? And I'm like, where's the originality? I mean, okay, one Dalek is great, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll enjoy it because the Dalek is in it. I mean, this is what I wanted. This is what we heard before the damn season even appeared, that in the end, which I believe there was no Christmas special, that the Daleks will appear in the finale, but I didn't know they were going to do a New Year's special. So, okay, they're there, like promised, but I hope by the end that there is.
Remember, though, we could be jumping the shark with what information we have, so we don't really know how it's going to play out. But from little bits that we're picking up from, we can kind of like try and piece it together. So right now, what you're saying right now, it might be totally different from what you're thinking.
How much money the budget is spent on paying off people to give fake reviews?
I don't know.
Because I'm going to tell you something. I question the ratings. I question the reviews. What did I say before? I said that these people are not going to give a bad review if that means that they're not going to get an interview anymore. I said this before. If you're invited to a party with Jodie Whittaker and the BBC to review the episode, you're probably not going to give a bad review because you're going to remember that they paid for your meal, they paid to fly you out, they paid this, so it's not a genuine review. Even if they didn't hand them cash, they bought you, okay? So, like, for the future, everyone, don't use any ratings system, period, because they're paid off. Sorry. Like, I called that from the beginning, though. It's called common sense. And a lot of people don't have common sense lately.
So are you saying that all of Jodie's ratings are fake?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because they're invited to these things to review it. And they're not going to... First of all, if the episode completely fucking sucks, they're going to say it's good because they don't want to get kicked out from doing it anymore. Because what happens is, we've seen it happen. We've seen, let's say, Sony or somebody invite somebody, whatever. They get a negative, horrible movie review. they're never allowed back. So, like, these people are lowering, they're kind of like, if they were going to give the episode a 3 out of 10, because they ain't got invited to the party, they'll give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. Because they feel, well, they're not giving it a perfect 10. It's just their interpretation. So, it's up to the fans. But that's bullshit because they're not reliable. And I also don't think that the ratings are reliable either, because if you looked at that tomato meter, like, not was it 98% people loved it, 37% people loved it? That's ridiculous gap in number there. That's like, how could you get it so wrong? So I think that in the era that they kept her from us, they made her make a videotape, they wouldn't let her talk to the fans, that was a bad sign that they're going to alter everything to make it appear that it's a success. Sort of like what Star Trek Discovery did. Star Trek Discovery did not want anybody to think it's a failure. So they renewed season 2 before season 1 happened, and they had no idea how it would be met, but just so they could say it's not a failure for season 1. Meaning it could get canceled after series 2. Okay? This is a new trend in Hollywood. It's called egos are the most important. Okay? And saving face. They could always use the excuse with Discovery, oh, there's a lot of stuff out there. You know what? Maybe we should have did this. But they're never going to say that the opening season was a failure. Just like hers. She'll have another season that was already approved because it's commissioned. No matter what, it's happening. No matter what. So there's not even a sense that it's an experimental season because he doesn't give a shit about anybody. Okay? And when I'm telling you he doesn't give a shit, he literally doesn't give a shit about anybody other than his vision. He doesn't understand that this is the biggest science fiction show in history, that he can't treat it like Broadchurch where you can't reveal any spoilers. Okay? And if he thinks giving us a crumb is acceptable because we'll just eat it up. No, we're starving for stuff.
Okay. What's this thing that about some boy doing something wrong at the Q&A yesterday?
He filmed that thing, didn't he? Christian.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh,
I have that, by the way. That video with Christian that was talking about the Dalek.
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Thank you, source. Not saying that's the person that filmed it, but yeah.
So it's just because this boy filmed it, he got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Did they water torture him?
Oh my
What?
God.
Did they water torture him? Did they beat him?
No.
The BBC police didn't do anything because I know they showed up at parties even with David Tennant. People were not allowed to none. They didn't attack him. They didn't beat him. They didn't UK torture him. No.
No.
They did something. They did something.
I don't understand why
They
it's
just
such
asked
a
him to
problem.
delete it.
Nah, something happened to him. His family probably got, like, they took the house or some shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. Look what they did to the guy. That they destroyed a person's career because he showed the sonic screwdriver. Huh?
Oh,
Didn't they?
Who's that? What?
The person that showed the calendar, they destroyed that person. A person that had a Twitter following for a long time, right? Wasn't it Girly Letters? They destroyed that thing, that Twitter account.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So-
Yeah.
And they subpoenaed a friend of ours.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Yes.
A friend of yours or a friend of mine, or is it an enemy of mine, or what? What?
Friend of ours.
But an enemy of mine, or I just don't know the person?
No, it's not an enemy, but it's just a friend of ours.
You might know the person. They go on Twitter by Vortexia.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. You got to tell me up here. All right. Okay. And that person's in trouble.
Well, he was in trouble.
It
He's not.
was. Yeah.
He was in trouble.
Well, the thing is that he keeps like making a big deal about it still. So we.
So in other words, he was in trouble until he surrendered his life to the devotion of Chibnall and Chibnall Incorporated.
No. He made a massive fuss about it and like.
Okay. He'll never get a job with Doctor Whoever.
He was the one that was accused of leaking the scene, the train scene from.
Yeah, the train.
Oh, the scene that they should have leaked so we could see exactly how she acts that they never did.
Yeah, the one that they were supposed to show.
Right, that was the best thing to reveal because, Chibbs doesn't want to reveal shit. Okay. So they let him go because they realized that they're a bunch of assholes not revealing anything about the season, right? Or no?
Well, they let him go because he didn't leak it. It wasn't him. It was him.
Oh, so they false flagged or false blamed him.
The person who did leak it is very popular now and he's getting special promotion from the BBC.
Exactly, which is kind of weird. We're not going to say who it is, but they're getting special treatment just for...
They're licking.
He's called Ace Creeper.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, him.
Well, he leaked it, and now his channel got like 1 million subscribers, basically. And he's getting promoted by every single Whovian wannabe that wants to make their channel big, that they mentioned him. And then he had a live stream, and everybody, jumped on it. Like, hey, Ace Creeper, hey! Like, okay.
And beyond that, he was even asked to come to the screening of such things.
Interesting.
It's kind of weird how they do it.
Interesting. So they will make your friend's life a living hell, but because the guy that leaked it's a YouTuber that could cause massive damage if they piss them off, they lick him.
Basically.
If they want him to like them. Basically. That's interesting. We're YouTubers. All right. Most podcasts on Doctor Who in history. But anyway.
In regards to what we know about Resolution, that woman that you spoke of, is she the only one we know that's in the episode so far?
What?
Is she the only one that we know that's in the episode so far? The woman that we saw in the picture yesterday?
No, the cast list has come out and everything.
Yeah. So the resolution is that the Khalid doesn't want to be a Dalek and he wants to be a ballerina. It's like transgender, like he just wants to not be part of that race and he just wants to live his life in the theater, or no? No?
Here we go.
PC. I mean, it doesn't have to be those monstrous machines, right? I mean, PC culture, right? Politically correct. He has an identity, right? No? All right. Whatever.
We have to remember that this episode is where Ryan and his dad reunite.
Oh, that's true as well.
Because of a naked Khalid.
that would probably be the resolution. The resolution that Ryan and his dad make up.
Even though the Dalek isn't a gender, female, he kind of sort of did something like Cyber Woman with the Dalek, making it naked and stripping it of its principles and its.
That's what bothers. That kind of what bothers.
So it's the same shit, basically, that we predicted, kind of.
Yeah. You could say that. But that does bother me because we've seen how he wrote Cyberwoman and I'm thinking, please don't fuck me up.
Right. But will we like it?
Probably not.
Really? So in other words, let's see. There's no Dalek in the title because it isn't a Dalek.
It is a Dalek.
Khaled.
But not as we know it.
Okay.
Naked Dalek, huh?
Just by name, huh? Yeah, I'm a Dalek. Oh, yeah? Yeah, man. Where's your plunger? With the toilet. Yeah. It's like, okay.
But then we got those two warring factions, the Earth fight.
Yeah, the guy that's trying to be Jon Snow, but's a lot skinnier, and it's like...
Jon Snow.
Sorry, that ain't Game of Thrones, but okay. I know you didn't have the budget for that, but that's all right. So the resolution isn't going to be that there is no resolution because nothing gets resolved because it's just they ran out of money and then they're like, oh, we got to put out a special, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So what? So it's airing from what? 7 till 8 or 8 till 9?
7 till 8.
Okay.
Okay, so this accountant that is the greatest accountant in Doctor Who history really isn't the greatest accountant in Doctor Who history, is it? Or she?
Who's what?
They said that Chris Chibnall said like the accountant for his Doctor was like the greatest ever. Like,
I don't think he quite said that. No.
Something towards the effect. So, what about the rumor that I told you about the exotic locales that they're going to next season? Do you have anything on that?
No.
No.
Negative.
Negative. Nada.
Does Jodie Whittaker have a collar in there? Is she pregnant?
No, I don't think she is.
Like the actress, not the doctor.
No, the actress. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
If she is, does Doctor Who come back in 20 months?
It depends how far gone she is at the moment.
But is she or isn't she? Is she?
Well, I don't know.
You're doing a David Tennant. Wow. Like, I mean, well, here's what's going to happen. Either that.
It's the thing.
I just lost you. Hold on a second, guys.
No, I'm here. We're here.
Okay, 1 second. One second. You guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
1 second.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. One second.
All right. I'm sorry. Okay, so either the dress is going to go clearance and the whole company's going to go bankrupt because they made her look pregnant, and she's not. Or she is pregnant, which means that the series will not start in 2020, or it will with like an episode or two, and really, like, they'll do having one special in 2020 and then having the season in 2021.
The problem with that is all these different breaks and gaps and stuff that you're going to lose a lot of people fed up with all this, you know.
Because they never said a season; they said 2020. So they could do a Capaldi where they had the Husbands of River Song, then going into the Return of Dr. Mysterio. So we could get a special into a special, and then the season starts like 2020 December, like whatever. Like, in other words, really, they spacing it out. We don't have any definite thing that the season will start in 2020. They could wait to the last week of 2020 to air the first episode. So that doesn't mean anything that Doctor Who will return in 2020. They never said the whole season, right, Connor, or no?
Yeah, it's the whole season.
But they said Doctor Who Series 12 will return in 2020, or Doctor Who will return in 2020?
Doctor Who will return in 2020 with Series 12.
That's what it said. Okay. But it could be just...
Well, yeah, that's something. It's definitely a full series in 2020.
But the full series could start the last week of December 2020 into the new year. No.
That'd be
it's early 2020. It's going to start probably on New Year's Day.
Of 2020.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get a special then?
Yeah, we are, but it's going to start...
The first episode will be a special?
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Don't mean to be negative. We just have to ask the hard questions here because, you know, we're dealing with someone that created Broadchurch, and this is Broadchurch season 4. No. All right. No. So, all right. Are you excited, Con?
Yeah, because of the Dalek.
Because of the Dalek. Right. Okay. The Dalek. Okay. You're good. You're good because of the Dalek. Okay. I'm great for the Dalek too. I'm happy.
Am I black
Fantastic.
or something? Am I black or something?
I'm going to ask you in a second. I'm going to ask you in a second. One second. Now, Phillip, you're the one that has a rant with him off air, not me. All right? Let's get that straight. All right.
What is straight? Anyway, yes, I'm super happy. I'm
Something
hoping...
you don't know anything about. But go ahead. You just fell right into it. But okay. Listen, what do you think, Mr. Archer?
What do I think? I think this is going to give us a fresh take on the Daleks, as Connor said earlier, and we need a fresh take. It's not that easy to write.
Fresh take, baby.
It's not that easy to write for Daleks. If Chibbs can pull this off, then I'll say, you know what? Last season, I'll give you a pass on that.
Oh hell no! You don't get a pass for that. You never get a pass for that. We can allow him. Here's the thing. We could say that. All right, it's his first season. Let's see what he does. But you don't get a pass for the fraud. You don't get a pass for any of that shit. I mean, he did screw that up. I'm sorry. We'll allow another season, but let's just be clear here. We don't want them to do seasons like that.
Yeah, but that frog was Mike Bateague, man.
But he allowed it because he's the editor, the showrunner,
and he is bringing that guy back. So it makes you wonder what goes on in his brain, man.
I really don't know, but we're gonna get out of here because we're running out of time, and I got to get ready to go to work. So, thank you guys. Yeah, I do work, man.
Have you dyed your hair today?
Why would I dye my hair if I just dyed my hair like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
I'm not that it looks fine, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna have another hair cast because that was interesting? Got good reviews too because we talked about hair and Brexit in the same. Yes.
That was madness.
That was just people loved your political views. They got off on it. It was hot. I guess.
Okay.
I guess they did. All right. So I guess we'll talk about my hair tonight.
Okay.
And Brexit, I guess. All
this
right.
Woman's returning. There you go.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you later.